You're listening to Bet Big, Talk Loud. Talk Loud. With your host, Chris Hodge and J.R.
Welcome to the Bet Big, Talk Loud podcast for Friday, December 5th. I'm Chris Hodge. Got my main man, J.R. Gets to do some gloating this week. Well done last week, sir. Well done last week.
How'd you do?
I did lose, but see, I have class. I come on, I say well done.
I just wanted to know how you did. How'd you do?
Into the podcast, and this guy's got to say something. It's amazing. And I got my boy Mark, who just sent me a text. He's got something to say, too. You see, Montauk Hoops Club. I got the shirt on, rocking it. My boy Mark, childhood friend. He runs the Montauk Hoops Club. That is a community basketball league focused on teaching young kids the quality aspects about the game of basketball. And I'll tell you right now, there's no better guy running that than my boy Mark, even though he just sent me a rather arrogant text message saying, run by a left-handed guy that I could never beat when I played one-on-one, which, unfortunately, for the Mets.
Is it true?
It is true.
Wow.
This guy, Mark, man.
How tall is he?
About my height, 6'3", 6'4".
Wow.
And he, lefty. And my God, could this kid shoot the ball? It's one of those guys, you do everything right defensively. You stay with every move. You stay with every crossover. You get a hand up in his face. Boom. No matter where he is on the court, sinks it. And then you just walk away like this, shaking your head, and he just slap you on the butt as you run by you. So, Mark, man, I know you're doing a great job with Montauk Hoops Club. Let's do a podcast. We have veteran TV and radio host Kerri Kasem coming on later. Very excited
I'm
about that.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good interview.
Yeah, I can't wait to have her on.
I love her father, man. Her father was awesome.
Casey Kasem.
Really? I mean,
America's top 40.
I must have listened to him.
We all did.
Majority of time growing up, right?
You and Kerri around the same age.
Yes.
I'm a little younger. Our generation, America's top 40. We grew up on Casey Kasem.
You throw the radio on a Sunday, and he was on.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So let's get to it. Elephant in the room. It happened again last night. Let's get right to it. What's your take on the OPI call on Jake Ferguson?
I don't understand these refs. I just did an interview in Alabama. I did an interview in New Orleans. And right away, the first thing these guys ask me, I don't even, tell them beforehand what we're talking about. What's going on with the refs?
Yeah.
What's going on? More technology than ever before. More time to go back and look than ever before.
Yeah.
You've got New York, which maybe Uncle Vinny's running New York. I don't know. Here's what I do know. There's a correlation since sports betting has gone legal in more than now 40 states in the country. All of a sudden, officiating goes in the toilet. Now, granted, I think baseball's still kosher. I think the NHL's got no issues. I haven't seen too much in basketball yet. Give me some time.
The
right?
NBA, they got to be on their best behavior right now.
But college football, oh my God. NFL, are you shitting me? I never thought, we never talked. Think about it, I've been doing this 31 years. There's always been an insinuation when we get on the phone with somebody, they'd ask, hey, games are fixed, right? No. But now, I mean, I know I'm bald, but I'm scratching my head, man. And I had hair before the season. It's just all
Did
off.
you? You had hair?
No, I have no hair.
Let's talk about what happened last night.
Did you have hair?
Obviously,
you know me.
Let's talk about what happened last night. So I'm going to give you guys some stats. We always do that here. Facts.
He did a swim move. That's all it was.
So
you see that on – there's not an offensive play where a guy's going to get open where he throws a swim move on where there's no contact. That is a joke. And now that changes the whole dynamic of the game. Instead of a 7-point game, you might have a 3-point game because that was OPI. That was defensive pass interference.
They were down 10 at the time when that play happened.
But that brings the ball down inside the red and down to the 10 almost.
Yeah, probably inside because what I thought the penalty happened. So first of all, he swims him within 5 yards. So contact is allowed on both sides within 5 yards. A swim move is a completely legal play in the NFL. College football, they teach you man hit, rip over, rip under, whatever. So now they call that OPI. So now they get to decline the penalty. 4th and 3 to kick the field goal. Obviously, the guy's hand was on his hip, impeding his progress to go make the catch. That's the way I saw it. But here's my problem. So we could differ on that. You guys out there watching this, you could say, that wasn't defensive pass interference. It certainly wasn't offensive pass interference. But here's my problem. This is what I'm going to go to. A few weeks ago, primetime game, Philadelphia was playing Detroit. The public in that game was on Detroit. Now, if you go look at how that game ended, it ends with a defensive pass interference play that had no business being called defensive pass interference.
None whatsoever. But it had a bearing on
the outcome
of the point spread.
And so now let's get into Shawn Hochuli. Now, a lot of you guys out there, you probably don't look at the numbers as JR and myself and our staff do.
Can't believe we're actually looking at numbers on specific referees now.
Well, it came to this.
It's indicative.
It came to
this. It really
this.
is.
So here are the numbers. Shawn Hochuli and his crew, they have reffed 13 games this year. The higher betting percentage in those 13 games, meaning the people that were on the game more in terms of the betting percentage, the team they were on, the consensus, is 3-10. 3-10. Now, we talked about the Pittsburgh-Green Bay game.
Yes.
Being very oddly officiated.
And it changed momentum of the game.
His crew did that game.
Yes.
Earlier in the season, when everyone in the world was on the Chargers against the Giants, the whole world was on LA in that game.
No one bet the Giants.
That crew did that game.
And there was a huge difference.
Huge disparity. 14 penalties in that game called on LA against 8 against the Giants. The yards disparity was more than almost triple. So now when you start seeing this and you start seeing the NFL embed their partners, they're partners with the sports books.
How about they actually make more than the sports books? Like in New York, they're getting 51% of the hand.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally raking it in from every angle. And now you've got cases that are coming to the courts. And whose side are they going to take? They're on the side of
the money.
I mean, are you joking me?
Follow
and
the
they're
money.
not just getting a piece of the sports book. Then they get a piece of the action on the other side. God forbid you win and make money. They rake it in on the income tax as well. They're getting it on every side of this, but there's a huge interest in one side over the other. I'm not going to sit here and say they're making a phone call to, cousin Vinny over in Vegas or Vegas Vinny and, hey, we need some. But I'm just saying, we've had talks. Like there's an interview from back in the 80s. I think it was 80s or 90s when Pat Sajak.
It was in the 80s.
Pat Sajak had a talk show for a short time.
They got rid of that quick.
But he brought a guy on that said no less, and this is back then, no less than 72 games for a fact have been fixed. Okay? No less than 26 of the NFL owners were.
That was a long time ago.
Right.
We're going back over 40 years.
But they were betting furiously.
We're going back over 40 years. So here's my issue with all of this, right? And we say it all the time. Like, we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm saying it right into the camera. You know this too. I hear a lot from lawyers from various places, right? They call me up
every week
and they go, Chris, you might not want to say that, right? Not that it's not true. Chris, you might not want to bring light to that. I hear it all the time. And to that, I say, he knows this. Fuck it. I'm talking the truth.
Like,
come prove that I'm not.
Bringing up Hochuli as a specific
3-10. That's his crew, 3-10. You want to sue me? Go ahead.
We still don't mention sportsbook names.
Nope.
We don't want to.
Nope. I'm just talking facts. If people out there don't like it, guess what? I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm talking facts. He knows this about me. Probably more than anyone you've met. This guy calls me a lunatic.
He literally should just get a DGF right here on his chest. Don't give a fuck. Right there, right across his chest.
DGF? Oh, man. I love it. But, hey, listen, facts are facts. If I'm saying it, I'm saying it. And it's funny. And you still have I brought my best friend up, right? This is not political, so please don't take it as such. But my best friend is a political person. Now, this guy does not believe the NFL is rigged. He does not believe it.
I don't either.
Okay.
I'd like to not believe it.
Okay. Same guy.
That's where I'm leaning.
Okay. I personally think there's a couple games in there that are very odd.
I do too. Okay.
Same guy, best friend, that will tell me the 2020 election was rigged. So I'm sitting there, I go, hey, so you think a presidential election was rigged? I'm not saying it was or it wasn't.
But a professional sports game
can't be. This is what I'm dealing with. That's my best friend.
That's a little crazy.
Hey, out of his mind. That's how he is.
I mean, there's been evidence on both, though, right? I mean, a lot of evidence on both. I'm just saying.
So
I don't care whether it was or wasn't. I mean, whatever.
What broke, now this is an inside joke between him and I, what broke before we came in and did the podcast, you go watch a few episodes ago, before We did the podcast. I got to get out there.
It was right after we got done.
This guy. Looks like Penn State has hired Matt Campbell.
Man, cha-ching.
What?
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, are you shitting me?
Iowa State. So now, I did a video on them firing James Franklin. I don't think you were involved in that video.
This is James Franklin 2.0. That's all it is.
It absolutely is.
Right, and we didn't even talk about this.
We did not bring this up together.
No. 2.0.
So, but I did some research before I came on the podcast.
I did it after we got done, but go ahead.
This guy, man. So what was the big knock on James Franklin? Right?
Can't win a big game.
Can't win a big game.
Can't beat teams over 500.
That was the top-ranked teams. Right?
Correct.
That was the knock on James Franklin. I did a video. I think James Franklin was a very good coach for Penn State. I think the way he was treated at Penn State was absolutely terrible, where that man had to walk through that tunnel when he had to put his family in front of him. Oof. Because of all the vitriol that was coming this guy's way. When this guy never did a thing wrong other than he didn't beat Ohio State. Right? Other than. He didn't.
I'm going to make a knock on a certain person, a certain
sure.
city. Philly ball bags, dude. I mean,
way to go.
Pennsylvania in general. They're not nice to any of their teams. The only part is all the way west, and that's in Pittsburgh. They're nice in Pittsburgh. But for whatever reason, the rest of the state, if you so much as trip up, you can win 3 national championships in a row. I'll get it out. And then all of a sudden you lose 2 big games and they want your job. They want your head. So they want to throw your family out of the state.
We are from New York.
Yes.
They probably feel the same way about us. They probably don't like us.
Very different types of people. New York tells you exactly how they feel.
Yeah, but we're assholes too. We are.
Not like Philly. Oh, my God, the amount of emails I'm going to get.
This guy. I hope you get the death threats this week. Good. Anyway.
I'm already getting them from you, but go ahead.
No. So, Matt Campbell, I'm not saying he's a good coach or a bad coach. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, facts, 4-6, career record versus top 10, 16-27, record versus top 25. What? You hired the same guy.
I don't get it.
You fired a good coach and just hired
Not only
that
guy. They paid out $50 million.
And you know what's going to happen? I did this on the video, and you know what's going to happen? Here you go, Penn State fans, Penn State alum. Here you go. You're no closer to being better than Ohio State than you were 2 months ago. You're still going to lose to them next year if they're on your schedule. You ain't beating them. You're probably not beating Michigan. You're not better than Oregon. Wow. You know why? Because you're Penn fucking State. You've been worthless for 40 years, and they have been. Ooh. They've been worthless for 40 years.
God.
Yeah.
I thought I was being mean.
I said it. Who the hell is Penn State? They haven't been relevant since the 80s. And they were in the Final Four last year. They still haven't been relevant since they're in the 80s. So, hey, you know how I am. I always root for success. I hope Matt Campbell does a great job in Penn State. I hope James Franklin does a great job at Virginia Tech.
Will.
I don't think he'll do any better than James Franklin.
Me neither.
I don't think so. But so we'll see. Best of luck.
Listen, they had talent there. I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't get it done. He did. I didn't say they needed to move on from Franklin, but I think that getting Matt Campbell, if they would have brought in a big name, if they would have gotten somebody that would have been like a whoa. Like
Nick Saban.
That's what I was going to say, Saban, a Gruden.
Maybe a Lane Kiffin.
Right. You get a big name, I'd be like, okay, it was worth the big deal that it was in the middle of the season.
They're no better.
But Matt Campbell, that's your splash?
Yeah, they're no better.
He's not going to be there for 40 years. What do you get me?
No better. You guys did no better. So it is what it is. And by the way, when I did the video on Penn State, I said, come talk to me in 5 years. You guys are going to be in no better situation than you were when you fired James Franklin. It is what it is. Let's keep it going because we do talk about sports wagering, obviously gambling a lot, and something that you and I bring up quite often. A lot of people, most of you, you'd rather wager on football.
Sure.
Right, than basketball or any other sport.
Well, the number is, I mean, just in the sports books alone are outrageously different from football to basketball. And then you go down to baseball and then down to hockey.
Yeah.
Like those numbers are minute, literally single digits.
So we all, listen, football, we love to watch football.
Love to watch football.
Every red-blooded American, we love football, right? It is what it is. And it's the most bet upon of the leagues, right?
Sure.
We say all the time, it should not be.
No.
If you're looking to make money, you should be betting college basketball.
College basketball every year for now over a decade. By far, at least 5 points better. And 5 points in percentages when it comes to sports betting is a very, very big deal.
Yep.
So I'll also say this. We talk about all the winning we do. College football, we've had a tough season.
We have.
It's the toughest year we've had that I can remember in college football.
And some of the officiating calls. Now it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. But some of the games that we lost where we've blown big leads.
Well, and a lot of that we talked about, right?
We always do.
That was because we feel now, looking back, a lot of players getting benched at the end of games when you got a lead, stuff. Right? If you minus, let's say, 7.5, you're up 14, 3.5, 4 minutes left, you're not putting your best guys out there on defense.
But there are particular reasons you and I discuss, which the layperson might agree with, might not, as to why college basketball is more profitable to bet on, a safer bet than any football game. So let's go over just a couple of those reasons. And if you ever want to get us on the phone, you can give us a call at 888-994-6669. We'll tell you the same thing.
Yep.
Okay, takingvegas.com. Also, this podcast sponsored by girls.gamble.live, and the Kerri Kasem segment will be sponsored by girls.gamble.live as well. So let's get into it. First things first, decisions, right? Head coaching decisions.
Sure.
There is no book on when they go for it on 4th and 2, when they kick the field goal, when they punt, when they go for it.
Football is so important.
It is. But these decisions do not take place in college basketball. It is not a decision-oriented game. It is a performance-oriented game.
Yes, I'll argue the point that in the last 2 minutes of a college basketball game, the better coach team has a tendency to win more than
but they're not telling you shoot a 3 versus shoot a 2 in this situation.
It's time management, and it's setting up the right plays.
Setting up the right plays. But how many of you out there watching this have said, we're going for it 4th and 2 on our own 35 when you're -7, right? Or we're not kicking the field goal when we're -6, up 4. We're not kicking the field goal to go up 7. We're trying to go for the touchdown. Like, how often has this happened, right?
Sure.
So coaching decisions, and it's always different. The same head coach will make different decisions each and every week.
Yes.
So it's hard to gauge what they're going to do.
Ever since they came out with this
analytics,
the analytics thing, it's changed the game. I thought it was going to be to a positive, but then you got guys like Dan Campbell who are completely out of control. Now, last night, he didn't make those same decisions. Seems like he went back to taking points, at least in the beginning of the game. Wasn't going down for it on every 4th down. But, I mean, the guy's in a Dos Equis commercial. Go for 2. It's like, I mean,
go for Dos.
Go for Dos, right?
And we are not sponsored by Dos Equis.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's the name that you got because you just go for it constantly. I'm used to old school football the way it used to be. Belichick's, Cowers, the guys that, if there's an opportunity for points, it's 4th and 3 on the 30, you kick the field goal.
But it's in the situations
you don't have to go for it.
It's in the situations where they're actually doing it. Like some of this stuff makes no sense.
I agree,
when they go for 2, when they don't go for 2.
Like you're the first team to score. The game just started. First drive of the game, you score a touchdown. Why are you going for 2? We used to see that all the time. It stopped for the most part, but they were doing it all the time. Bad decisions. And then terrible time management. What do you... That's your job.
That time management.
They had to hire a clock management guy at some of these teams.
In college football and the NFL, okay, one play can really decide the outcome of a game. One play. And how many times have you guys seen it happen? You're -7 in the game. You drive right down the field easily. Sure. You get stopped, inside the 10. You kick a field goal. It gets missed. Other team goes 3 and out. I'm just giving you a basic idea of what could happen. Other team goes 3 and out. They punt. You drop the punt. Okay? And then the other team kicks a field goal. So basically, you've dominated the first 10 to 11 minutes of that football game. You're -7, you're down 3-0. In college basketball, there's a good to fair chance if you dominate the game.
Yep.
Okay. Now it could get evened out with free throws, or 3-point makes. But there's a good to fair chance.
If we're talking domination, then free throws don't matter. Yeah. None of it matters. If you are a superior team and go up big in the first half and don't bench your starting crew in the second half, you're going to wind up controlling that game beginning to end.
My point is, one play doesn't decide a college basketball game. One play.
No.
One play could decide in terms of ATS.
You had a great point, and I never even thought about it before you actually said it. And in a football game, there's only 8 to 12 plays that really matter. Yeah. 8 to 12 plays. Yep. In a basketball game, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Not even
doesn't
close.
exist.
Right. You can literally miss a 3, be down 4, miss a 3, come down. The other guy hits and 1, and you could still come back and dominate. It only takes 3-4 minutes of a nice little run, and you're ahead in the game.
And what do I tell people all the time? And this is the last point I'll make on it. And we have a whole list of these things. We can't get into it now because we have a time frame on the podcast. Less human beings. There's less. Think about it. 11 and 11. That's 22 plus 7 to 8 referees. That's 30. You got 30 human beings involved in making decisions, making plays. Okay. If you have more human beings in the situation, it gets harder to control. In basketball, there's 13, 5 and 5, 3 officials. So it's always indoors. The ball is round. It's just easier.
The ball's round.
Well, it's a true bounce. You never know where that pigskin is going. You never do. So
no weather.
No weather to deal with. No wind, unless they play on an aircraft carrier, which they do a couple times. But again, no wind to deal with. It is a much easier sport. Now, you might disagree. Okay, we've done this for 20 years. Our best sport to make money on, always college basketball.
Always college basketball.
And we say that during the football season.
Always.
So,
although, listen, I made a name in the NFL.
You've been doing great in the NFL.
I've always had great respect for the game. I could kind of see things I don't think that most people do.
You do great with the NFL.
And that I think is one of the reasons why I've built that reputation as.
So your last 2 free picks, and we'll get to your free pick first. So you did win last week, and you have a great record, 9-4 here on the podcast. You're actually 10-3 overall, but because in terms of what you gave out on your radio shows, but for this podcast here, because it did start a little, it's 9-4, which is a phenomenal record. Okay, your last 2, no one liked that Indianapolis pick over Kansas City. And not a lot of people like the Dallas pick over Kansas City.
I knew I was selling stock on Kansas City.
I think people are going to like this pick, though.
I wanted to short them, and I did 2 weeks in a row.
I think people are going to like this pick.
Listen,
get to it. Go to it.
So I would never use this team. You know me. I'm not. This was my brother's team growing up. Not a fan of them, but it is a great situation for them this week. They are hot. They've won, I think it's 4 in a row. They were 1-7 to start the season. I'm talking about the Miami Dolphins. They're now 5-7. They have a shot to possibly even get to the playoffs, a small shot. And
still playing for something, though.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And they're really trying to prove something for themselves. And, I mean, Tua was in a dark place, let's face it. 5 weeks ago, he was tripping over his own shoelaces. That's how bad it was. Now, starting to play with a little bit more, confidence, a little bit more aggression. The offense is starting to click. The defense is even playing a little bit better. I know they got backdoored last week against the New Orleans
Brutally
Saints.
Backdoored.
But a TV, I think, broke because of that one. But nonetheless, and we're not ordering another one.
2025.
But look, big rivalry, right? The Jets, I don't want to say they're playing better. They've had a couple of wins, but they got to run the football. It's 0 passing game. You're going against a high-octane offense that is going to put points on the board. And if Miami does what I expect, which will be put up between 25 to 35 points, I'm expecting them to have at least 32. And the Jets are not going to be able to, just because of the way they play football, they're not going to be able to respond. I'm looking for an overall 32-17. A steamroll, Miami Dolphins minus the 2.5. Lock it in now because that line will go to 3. Public will be on the Dolphins.
All right, so there, Friday free pick for Sunday, Miami Dolphins. I'll get to my free pick. I already did a video on my free pick in college football for tomorrow, but I'll get to it again. Let's talk a little college football before we bring Kerri Kasem on. And again, that segment will be sponsored by girls.gamble.live. CFP.
Oh,
okay. I've been railing about
weekend.
It is, but I've been railing about the CFP because it doesn't make sense to me, and I don't care. The Notre Dame fans out there, I really don't care. You guys are playing good football. Take nothing away from you.
They gotta go. I mean, come on.
They lost to Miami. In the history of the world, it's always been head to head. In the history of life, since the cavemen were running around doing whatever they did, whatever caveman beat the other caveman head to head, we went with that caveman. Okay. Miami beat them head-to-head, and they both got 2 losses.
It's Notre Dame. Okay, it's Notre Dame.
I don't want to
don't
hear
think
that.
It matters, but
I
it
don't.
does.
Okay, so again, money. Follow the money. Great. Let's just come
They're on
out.
TV. They purposely went out of their way to put them on TV every week for 50 years.
Great. Okay.
On a major broadcast.
We're following that. No problem. When the suits on Sunday afternoon come and do this interview after they pick these 12 teams, great. No problem. Here, suit. Please say this. We're full of shit. We're full of shit. We went with Notre Dame because they're going to bring in more money than Miami. Just say that.
And they made a good argument They had
no good argument.
One bad loss. I'm not a Notre Dame fan. Let me make that
out.
clear. I'm not a fan of anybody in college football.
I'm not a Miami fan. They beat them. That's end of story. They both have 2 losses. They have a head-to-head matchup. Miami beat them. But just come out and say, hey, Suit.
Do you think Notre Dame's a better team than Miami? I don't care that they beat them heads up.
I don't care. They lost. They lost the game. They lost. And who was Notre Dame beat this year? USC?
What's going on with the ACC?
Oh, okay. I did a video on that yesterday. Go check out that video. Yeah, I'm not going to get to that today, but I did a video on that yesterday.
I mean,
if you guys want to go check it out.
Beats Virginia.
Well, hold on. Before we get to the ACC, Suit, just do me a favor. When you do the interview, 12:30, just say, on Sunday, just say, hey, we went with the money. Just say that. Don't try to come on and say, well, their metrics now, or they're playing better football now, or whatever the bullshit line they're going to give us, because that's the line they're going to give us, okay? Just say, we're full of shit.
The algorithm of the metrics of our proprietary system inside.
We all know we're going to get bullshit. The Notre Dame fans are going to leprechaun around doing whatever they do. Great, no problem. Okay. Right. Yeah, all the push-ups that you do, Miami should be in. And here's furthermore. If Bama loses to Georgia in the SEC title game and they keep Bama out, that's ridiculous too. And why would they keep Bama out? Because Oklahoma beat them head-to-head. So we're going to use one head-to-head metric for one. We're not going to use it for the other. So CFP, I said it 6 weeks ago, committee, nonsense, Suits, hold on. You're full of shit.
Don't complain about it until they've actually done it.
They're not changing Notre Dame from Miami. Why would they?
Wait until it's over.
Oh, my God. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be Notre Dame over Miami, and it's going to be some bullshit excuse.
But go ahead.
You know what? Indulge me. Why should it be? They lost head-to-head. Indulge me.
But listen, they have a better record. No,
they don't. They both have 2 losses.
They both have 2 losses. But Notre Dame, to me, every year they get disrespected. They get told they shouldn't be there, and every year they go deep in the playoff. Yes, sometimes they get beat right away.
First of all, not even true. They went deep last year.
Correct.
Okay.
When they were being disrespected.
Okay. Hold on for a second. They both have 2 losses. Yes. Correct.
Correct.
One team won head-to-head. Yes. Correct.
Who had a tougher schedule?
Well, Miami plays in the bullshit ACC, but Notre Dame's
ACC
independent.
May not even get into the CFP.
That is true, and I did a video on that. Notre Dame lost to Texas A&M, was a great football team.
They've made lost to Miami. A much tougher schedule.
They haven't played. They had Pittsburgh.
Tougher.
I disagree, but Miami didn't play anyone either. So but they played Notre Dame and won. Me, you put the head-to-head win in, but this is where we differ. Let me get to my free pick, and then we got Kerri Kasem coming on. I gave this out yesterday. I'm giving it out again today because you mentioned the ACC, and I did a whole video on this. I'm going with Virginia, -4, okay? And I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again today. And if I do a video tomorrow, I'm going to say the very same thing. It behooves the ACC.
Did you pull your thesaurus out?
Behooves the ACC to get a team.
I snorted.
I'm glad I made you do that. To get a team in the CFP, okay?
You think.
If Virginia loses this game, Duke is not in, okay? Regardless of what you may think, Duke is not in. And there's a good fair chance that we just spoke about Miami's not getting in because they don't have them in now. Why would they put them in on Sunday, even though this guy seems to think it might change? Forget, whatever. So I'm not saying it's a you-know-what. I've watched the ACC rep this year. I watch what they do. I'm just going with Virginia, and we'll leave it at that.
We call that the F word.
Okay, well, I got the lawyers say, hey, Chris, you might not want to say that. Oh, that one I'll listen to. Okay, so Virginia is my free pick. Listen, they played Duke a couple weeks ago. They kicked the hell out of them. It was 31-3 before a couple late touchdowns, which one was a pick 6. They had over 500 total yards. Virginia is the overall better football team than Duke. -4.
What would Vince do?
Who?
Vince McMahon. If he was writing the script. Oh, my God. Isn't that what it's about, the money?
Probably bang a couple girls and guys.
Oh.
I don't know. That's what he would do. Anyway, Kerri Kasem.
What is this, Netflix? You had to get one of those in there?
I mean, you're the one who brought up the name. Free pick for me, Virginia. Free pick for JR is the Miami Dolphins. JR, we got Kerri Kasem coming on in just a few moments. Close it out.
Let's be safe. Let's have fun. And let's go out there and make some money.
All right, keep it right here for veteran TV and radio host, Kerri Kasem. All right, welcome back to the Bet Big, Talk Loud podcast. It is my absolute pleasure. I have veteran TV and radio host and owner of Brigo Magnetics Health and Wellness Clinic, Kerri Kasem, joining us. Kerri, thank you so much for hopping on with us today.
Oh my gosh, Chris, thank you for having me on. This is awesome. So I really appreciate it. This is, your show is super fun.
We try to keep it fun, but before we get started, I have to say this, and I'm sure you heard it a lot. I grew up, listening to your father, Casey Kasem, America Top 40. I mean, I literally grew up on that. That was something special every single week when he did that. And his grace and his voice, man, that's like something that'll never be duplicated on radio ever again.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. He was everything to me. So I was so proud of him and what he's done, not just in his professional life, but he's a huge humanitarian and animal advocate. I know you and I both love animals, and we both do what we can for animals. And he was a lifelong vegan. Well, I'd say lifelong meaning very early on in his 20s, 30s, he became vegan. So and nobody else was. Like, you'd never heard of that before, right?
Right.
So he helped with change the laws for animals being held in these horrible crates that you can't even turn around.
That's sickening. Yeah.
Evil. So anyway, he was a big, huge animal advocate, along with a humanitarian as well.
Awesome. So, this segment is sponsored by girlsthatgamble.live. I know, Kerri, you're not involved with gambling. You don't gamble, but you know what we're doing with that, and you love the idea. And
look, I do a tournament style kind of poker, and I love that. And I do a lot of charity events with poker, and I've won a couple tournaments. And so
really?
That's fun. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So but they weren't, which one was it? It was at, not the Bicycle Club, but the other one in LA. And this is a great story because my uncle came out, and he loves poker. My grandma taught us all how to play poker, right? And
that's great. Grandma, that's great. I love it.
Yeah, grandma.
Love it already.
With her headband, she'd have her cards in the headband, her cigarette, hanging out of her mouth. And my father, my uncle, my brother and sister, we'd sit around. We learned how to play poker from her. And so he had come out to Los Angeles, and it was my brother and my uncle and myself, and they're like, let's go do this tournament. It wasn't much of a buy-in at all. I'm like, okay, we'll go. And I remember it was doing okay. And then I said, if I buy in, my thought was, I'm going to win it. I literally just said that.
Perfect.
I bought in, my cards never lost. And I remember, I'm like, I want my brother to in the money. So my brother came in fourth, my uncle came in second, and I'm playing with this guy. So my uncle said, why don't we all three split it? Let's just split it. And the guy goes, we play. Okay.
And you beat him.
I literally had nothing. I had nothing. It was on the river that I made it. And I'm like, okay, so that's how I beat him. It was like, I'm okay, all in. He goes, all in. I said, all in. I had nothing. And I won.
That's what
so it was all Kasem.
Love it.
When Kasem, something like that. Yeah, it was crazy. So
see, I unfortunately, I don't have the patience. I have what is that ADHD nonsense or hyper age. I can't sit down and play poker. Just bad. I'm in the same room for 30 minutes. I'm shaking. I got to get out. But that's a great story. You got 3 of the top 4 for your family. That's it
was fun. The guy said we'd never seen a family come in like that. And he actually printed off the sheet for us and gave it to us. He's like, never seen that before.
That's awesome. But like I said, this is sponsored by girlsthatgamble.live, and you can go to the website. They have a month of picks, especially bowl season coming up, conference championship weekend. You get a month of picks for just $14.99. So go check out girlsthatgamble.live. Kerri, tell me all about this biomagnetic therapy, because I have to be honest, right? I had never heard of biomagnetic therapy. And, I have a situation in my family, they're affected by Lyme disease. And I told my sister to give you a call because you had Lyme's for 11 years and you got cured. So tell me all about this, because that's something out there that could really help people that are listening to this podcast.
Absolutely. I didn't know what I had when I first got it. I just know I kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And it was in 2007 that I realized, I'm like, wow, I'm never sick. I'm literally never miss work. I'm healthy as a horse. And I get a tetanus shot in 2007, which we do not need, if you look up how much tetanus is in this world, in this country, it's minute. It's like nobody gets it, and you get it. You do not get it from rust. They're like, oh, if you step on a rusty nail. Well, if the rusty nail was in a barn with cow poop, then maybe, but not even then would it have tetanus. It's so rare, right? So I get this tetanus shot, and the next day I'm sick as a dog, but I still go into work, of course, because I'm gonna go into work, and I tell them, I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling good, and they immediately see me, and I have like blood coming out of my nose. There's like blood, I'm like not feeling good, and they're like, go home right now. So I get home and I can't get out of bed after that. And after that incident, my health just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I kept saying, I feel like it has to do with the shot. It has to do with the shot. But I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything about vaccines. I was, didn't have any hesitation taking vaccines. I had no issue with it. And a few years later, I'm just dealing with pain throughout my entire body. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I'm in my 30s and I literally can't get up from a table or from a seat without having severe pain in my hips. So I'm dating really young guys, and I'm like, I feel like an old woman.
Oh, right.
I stand up and I have to wait a minute before I can walk, otherwise I'm going to limp. So, I mean, I had that. I had my skin was so sensitive. I couldn't sit facing a window because my eyes were so sensitive. I had rashes. I had sexual dysfunction. My brain started going. I couldn't remember anything. Like name it. It's like my body just started breaking down on me. So I start getting, I get these misdiagnoses. Oh, it sounds like you've got lupus. Oh, it sounds like you've got MS. Oh, it's your hormones. Oh, you're vitamin deficient. I was a vegan for 24 years. I'm still vegetarian, strict vegetarian, but I was a vegan for 24 years. Like, okay, you need more protein. I mean, it was just, everything helped feel better. I did all the IVs, I did the ozone, I did all that stuff, and it would make me feel a little better. And then I'd come crashing down again.
Right back to square one.
Yeah. And it got worse and worse and worse when it did. So the last straw, I had radio shows. I was producing things. I had a lot on my plate, and I couldn't function anymore. I couldn't remember anything. So I'm doing live radio, and I'm sitting there talking to somebody, and I can't remember what I was going to ask them. Or
which is like the worst feeling in the world, because you're trying to get a great message out to your listeners, right? You have something in your mind that you want to say. I host radio shows as well, and all of a sudden you're like, man, what was I just thinking about?
Yeah. And so I couldn't remember anything. And I still have those effects. I'll tell people, hey, it's a good brain day. It's a bad brain day. It's an okay brain day. Because it still has, the Lyme in my brain really wrecked it. And so I can't bring words to my mouth sometimes. I stop, or I'm like, I think, which was not like me before. 27 years as a talk radio host. And I was a quick think quick on my feet, like move. And my brain just doesn't work that way anymore. It is getting better. I'm doing treatments to make it better. That's for sure. But so when I lost my memory, I went and I started doing oxygen therapy in Vegas. I just quit everything except one show I was producing, which I could take with me. And I did this oxygen therapy 3 times a day for 9 months on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And
was that the hyperbaric oxygen chamber?
It's called Cocoon. It looks like a bathtub. It's filled with water, but it's highly pressurized oxygen that you lay in, and it's good for everything. I mean, it's incredible. I met a man there, Calvin Barber. He said, "Look, I had Lyme disease that almost killed me, and biomagnetic therapy cured me. It saved my life." So he found a woman, Dr. Marie, in outside of Los Angeles, and I started going to her the day the country shut down.
COVID?
When it shut down, COVID. So what's interesting is it's usually about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. I could do it in an hour to an hour and 15. There was nobody on the road.
I love it.
I know. I went once a week. I sat in a huge reclining chair with magnets from head to toe all over me. The whole chair was filled with magnets, and then your magnets from head to toe on top, because Lyme hides. It'll hide in your spine. It'll hide in your brain. It'll hide in your joints. It hides. So you have to be you have to have something killing it constantly. But then with us Lyme people, we get this Herxheimer effect, this die-off effect. So you get sick afterward. So once a week, between 6 and 7 months, for once a week, for $50, I went and I sat in these chairs for about an hour, maybe 2 hours.
And it helped your whole life.
I have not had a reoccurrence. So a lot of times people feel better, they think they're good, and then all of a sudden it hits you again. It's been since 2022.
I mean, anyone out there right now that's listening that is affected by this, I mean, hey, go follow you on Instagram. Go to kerrikasem.com.
Follow me on Instagram. Find me. I mean, if you want to put this up, this would be amazing if we can just...
I'll put it on.
Put it up. It's at brigomagnetics.com. You can find me there. You can do brigomagnetics@gmail.com. I will answer your emails. If you are dealing with this, we can help for sure. I just had this is really great because I've only been open a year and a half, and Dr. Marie is in Los Angeles, so there's something in the Los Angeles area, there's something in the Las Vegas area. I talk to my friends with clinics, and I talk to people who have clinics. I'm like, please sit in this chair yourself. I want you to see what it feels like. Most people, the minute they sit in, within 10 minutes, they're completely out. It completely calms your central nervous system. It's like you're out. It makes you so calm and so relaxed that about 90% of my people go out, right out. And so I have people sit in them, and I actually had a chiropractor and his wife sit in my chair for 12 weeks, and she came back
Best
with
thing ever.
scientific proof.
That's awesome.
That her heart, from having a heart murmur since she was a child, was reset. Did not have the heart murmur. Kept going back in, run it again, run the test again, run the test again. There's no way. Reset her heart, and she has no more Hashimoto's. I had another guy with Lyme disease for 10 years that almost killed him. He's been coming to me since, I don't know, about 6 months, and he's gotten his blood tested every couple months. And he just had his blood tested after, I think, 6 months of being on the chair. He doesn't have any more Lyme.
I know I believed in it so much that I gave my sister your information. My sister has been affected by this, and I made sure my sister got in touch with you. So for anyone out there, when you said something there, and I always try to keep things light, especially on the podcast. But you said something, and I'm going to bring it up. You said you were dating younger men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm younger than my wife, right?
Yeah.
So my wife said to me, we always have that conversation, if you die, who are you going to date, whatever. And she's like, I'm going for an older guy. And I'm like, wait, I'm younger than you. What are you talking about? And she's like, you think I'm dealing with a child again? I'm not dealing with that. I'm going older. So I'm like,
That's
really?
very cute. That's very cute.
That's what I dealt with here. That's what I gave you.
That's so funny. Yeah. I mean, most of my life I've dated. I'm adventurous. I have a lot of energy. I like to go do things. And so dated younger guys, not always, but yeah, a lot of my longest relationships have been with guys younger than myself. But yeah, I want to live when I finally got cured. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. All I know is what it did for me. And you're not even supposed to use the word cure. All I know is I don't have it anymore.
That's cured to me.
Yeah,
that's what that means to me.
I don't have it anymore. It was reversed, right? So if somebody were to call me up and say, you can cure my Lyme disease, no. I have biomagnetic chairs that literally put your body in full homeostasis, in healing mode. And what it does is, what these magnets do is basically charge the mitochondria, the engine of the cell, and they start to rev them up again. So when your body is charged up again, because we're electric. People don't realize that we are electric. That's why we need to ground. We have these rubber soles, and we're walking on rubber soles, rubber. We're not charging from the earth, right? That's why they say, go walk on grass, go walk on sand, walk on even cement, get your body recharged. But what these magnets do in a massive way, it's like plugging your phone into a supercharger. So it doesn't take an hour for your phone to charge. It takes 10, 15 minutes. That's what these do to your body. So it gives it an electrical charge and literally tells your cells, and it's like charging each engine of each cell, and they start to move. And then what that does is your body heals itself.
As it generally usually does, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, when you sit in these magnets, it kills pathogens and bacteria and viruses, and it's like a new lease on life. So when that happened for me, I was so sick for 11 years that when I finally didn't have it anymore, I took 2 years of my life and I just went out and did everything.
You went partying.
Yeah, I did. I did everything I couldn't do, and I did a video that got 1 billion views on social media. Of course. Yeah. Wow. I didn't know much about social media. I put it up on my story on Instagram, and it's me riding this horse. This is before AI came out, riding this horse full speed down a beach with no reins and no saddle. And it was like 83 million on the Great Planet, 87 million here on some, like 22 million here. I mean, I just kept taking screenshots, and my life changed after that, because now I'm flown all over the world to ride horses or do magazines, or it's amazing. It's so cool.
So I mean, I'm an animal lover, right? Me dogs, you horses. I know you love cats as well. I have to say, and this is part of a gambling podcast, right? The horse gods, the horses, and gambling, they haven't been great to me. I've lost some money with the horses. I've won some, but I'm always honest when we win and we lose. So there's been some horse races, boy. Oh man, I'm like, what on it, man? And my wife, go back to her. She'll be looking at me watching the Kentucky Derby, and she's like, "Are you an idiot?" She's like, "What are you doing?" Have you ever won this race?
I just can't. You know, there were a couple horses that broke down on the track.
I know, that's so sad.
From 8 Bells to Barbaro, and that was it. After 8 Bells, I was done. I haven't watched horse racing since. I've been invited to the Kentucky Derby. I just can't. It's too cruel of a sport. I think things need to change. You should not be running a horse at 3 years old. You should not be working a horse and working them to death to race them at 3 and 4 and destroying them. You know, it should be 4 or 5 at least.
So you're saying let them get older before they start doing more stuff with them, right?
Yeah. Let them get older.
Let them get more developed, a little stronger.
Yeah, they're not developed. And then most of them go to the slaughterhouses. A lot of them go to slaughterhouses, and you have no idea how cruel that is. They're on a trailer 6, 7, 8 days without food or water.
Oh.
Yeah, no. And then I'm not even going to discuss how horrible it is, how they kill them. But I belong to a lot of organizations that save horses from kill pens.
So, and again, like, my life is very, I say things and people are like, huh? And if someone told me they killed a human being, right? If they actually said this to me, I would listen to their story. Okay, why did you do that? What drove you to that point? And chances are I'm not going to agree with it, 99%. But I would be like, man, you kill an animal? You put an animal down like that? Oh, my. Anyone who's mean to a dog? I don't want to hear anything, man. You mistreat a dog, a cat, an animal, you go right down to the bottom. I won't even listen.
I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's like people like that. They're sociopathic. They're evil. Stay away from them.
Absolutely.
You're hurting an animal.
Yeah, I get into a fight with my wife all the time. She's like, the dogs are on the bed again. Yes, the dogs are on the bed. She said, throw them off here, else I'm leaving. Oh, God.
My cat sleeps with me every night.
Of course.
It's probably not the best thing, but my animals, I'd sleep in the barn with my horse if I could, so animals are the best thing.
They're the best. They're the best. They're that John Wick movie when they.
I know.
Right, and he goes, that's what happens. Like someone does that, you go take care of them.
Sure. It's true. Absolutely. I believe it.
Now you have I know you're doing a wellness cream, and you were telling me about that before we came on the air. So we're gonna put it up on the screen so everyone can see it. But tell the listeners out there about that, because I thought that was fascinating as well.
Thank you. Yeah. So I believe in staying as non-toxic as possible. And what's an interesting fact is if you were to eat organic or mostly organic, you take 60% of the toxins that go into your body every single day out of your body just by eating organic. 60%. That's how much poison is in our food. So I try and stay organic. I try and use things that are organic, whether it's hair products or cream or whatever. And I created an anti-aging line that it's completely non-toxic, 100% clean, but it actually works. And I've won 2 beauty awards for it. It's the name of the company is called Kasem, and the product is called The One. And you only need this one cream. You need it for, you can throw away everything. You can throw away all of your serums. You can throw away everything, including your base, because I use it as a makeup base. But it's got everything that you need to tighten your skin and plump your skin. And over time, it will tighten your skin, but immediately, because I use serotonin, which nobody has, serotonin immediately plumps up your skin. So people say to me, I think I'm crazy, but I feel like your cream works right away. Well, it's meant to. I spent 8 months with a woman named Angie Chacon. She's a master formulator. 8 months trying to get this formula right. So it wasn't too oily, because I wear tanning cream. If you use oily stuff, and this is for men too, it's not just for women. There's a lot of men using this. So I didn't want it too oily, but I wanted moisturizing. And I wanted it to plump up the skin right away, tighten right away. And we have from algae in there that does that, to CoQ10, to vitamin C. It's got hyaluronic acid, everything that you need. So I made it completely non-toxic, because our skin is our biggest organ, and you're putting this junk on, this perfume. Perfume is so bad for you, especially when you're spraying it here and you're hitting your thyroid.
It makes you smell good, though. It makes
Use natural stuff. You can use essential oils for that, right?
Because I know what's my wife is going to listen to this, and you're going to hear from my wife. she's definitely going to become a customer.
It's deadly for women, and especially pregnant women should never, ever, ever wear perfume.
Really?
It's so poisonous. And then when you spray it here and you're hitting your thyroid, then you realize, like, what's going on? Why don't you feel good? Why are you tired? Why is your hair thinning?
Cologne too?
That could be spraying. Yeah, it could be literally destroying your thyroid.
Really?
Now, if you're going to put it on, you put it here, but it's toxic. You're breathing in all this toxic fumes and these chemicals. So yeah, stay off it. Use essential oils, and they have perfume that's made of essential oils, and go for that if you have to have perfume. I stopped perfume 20 years ago.
Really? Yeah. I'm gonna, like I said, with your cream, I know my wife is going to be in contact with you. She's gonna become a customer, no doubt in my mind. She's gonna be like, Christmas gift, Chris. That's what I want.
Yeah, and for you and for your listeners, the cream is $149.
Okay.
And I'm revamping the entire line. I'm have another partner coming in, and I'm very excited about it. We're revamping the whole look of it. So this up until Christmas and actually up until New Year's, it's going to be pay $49. So if you use that code pay $49, you pay $49. It's $100 off. So you just, I would get a bunch. I use it for my skin all over my body. I use it for my face, my neck, my chest, and my crepey skin is going away. My stomach is tightening. It just has everything. It is so rich in ingredients that tighten and plump your skin. So people use it. They're like, somebody called it magical witchcraft I get people calling it like the best thing they've ever used, or they want to eat it because it smells like an orange creamsicle.
That's
very
great.
proud.
Yeah. I'm so happy that, you came on the podcast and you're talking about that. We're going to put that link up and get it out to everyone. And then one more thing that I have to bring up, because, the business I'm in, I'm very upfront and honest about it. There's a lot of bad people in my industry. I make sure I'm always doing the right thing to the best of my ability. If you win a game, people love you. If you lose a game, people hate you. And it just is what it is. But I always try to put myself around the best type of people I can be around. And you do something for elder abuse where, you have Kasem Cares, where you're promoting, elder abuse and making sure that it does not happen, elder abuse awareness. So if you can take me through that, because, we all have, I watched my grandmother get sick and it was heartbreaking. And I always wanted to make sure she was taken care of to the best of everyone's ability. My mom and dad did a really good job with that. But that's something I feel is important to all of us, because we have elders in our life that are just so important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for asking me about that. My father was in a situation where he was not allowed to see any of us kids or his friends or family. His wife decided that he was sick. He was very sick with Lewy body dementia and possibly Parkinson's. And when he couldn't get himself up out of bed, she fired his staff and fired everybody he knew and took his phone out, so we couldn't even get a hold of him. And I did not realize that in this country, once you turn 18, you have no rights to your parents if there's an uncooperative caretaker. That can be a wife, that could be another sibling, that could be a guardian, that could be somebody with power of attorney. And I quickly learned that we had no rights, and I had to fight in court to see my father. And while I was fighting in court, when I was told you're never going to win over a wife of 34 years, I'm like, well, I am going to. I'm going to change the law then. So I started to go up to Sacramento, California, and work on a bill that I created with my team. And then I continued to fight in court, and I did win. It's a very long story. I did an Audible podcast about it. It plays like a true crime story. It's called Bitter Blood, Kasem versus Kasem. It did very well, and it tells the whole story of it, not just my point of view, from the caretaker's point of view, from my dad's friend's point of view. I mean, we even had somebody, we asked my stepmother to be on. She wouldn't do it, but we wanted everybody's point of view, and you make your own decision. But it was a pretty horrific thing that happened. And there's so many people going through this that can't see mom or dad, or that mom or dad were taken from the home and put it in a subpar facility, and their houses were fleeced. They've lost everything. They still have, they're still cognizant. Not all of them even have dementia, but everything's been ripped off. They make YouTube videos. Please get me out of here. Please help me. And it's so heartbreaking. These old people, I'm talking people that fought for this country, veterans or teachers, and they're stuck in a lockdown facility, and their money is being taken.
Yep.
Yeah. And so anyway, I said I couldn't do this. I not only am I going to fight for my family so we can see my dad before he passes, which it was the last year of his life. We didn't know this, but what had
But
happened, what
and you
transpired.
and you were fighting for it. And you know what? You know what's so great that you've said it twice now, and I love it. I catch on to different things, especially with what I love. But you said this twice, and I love hearing this. You said it about the poker, and you said it about the case with your dad. You said, "I'm going to win."
Yeah.
You said, and that mentality. A lot of people out there, walking around, they have this. Something bad's going to happen, or I'm a loser, or whatever, man. Just having that mentality of I'm going to win, I'm going to succeed. People don't realize how important that is in life.
Yeah. If you read books on people that have done big things, that have made it possible, like why can somebody who's got so much talent, make it in whatever industry they have talent in, or somebody who's got just as much talent not make it? What's the difference? It's
Right.
the mindset.
Absolutely.
It's the willingness to do whatever it takes, right?
Absolutely.
And I knew that I was not going to let my dad die without seeing him again. It was just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I'm fighting, in court, and I'm up trying to change the law in Sacramento. I actually win an impossible case against a wife of 34 years, and I end up changing the law in California. I've actually changed the law with my team and I, Kasem Cares. We have 14 laws in 12 states, and 9 other states have adopted the Kasem Cares visitation bill. So you can now go to court and ask for visitation to your loved one without going through an entire trial fight, which most people don't even have enough money for a retainer, right? How are you going to see mom or dad? So at least it helps. It's not perfect. It's not foolproof, but it gives some kind of leverage to family members who've been isolated.
Man, that's awesome. And listen, I know this is the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast, and we do talk sports wagering, but we always try to have different, people come on. And I know you, like you said, you just do poker, and every now you're not involved with sports gambling. But the information that you gave, I hope the listeners out there, because when we talk about sports gambling in my company, we try to do it to the point where we're trying to teach you how to do it right. Like if you gamble every day and every night, you're going to lose and you're going to really hurt your life. So from our perspective, we're always trying to make sure people do it right. And you're trying to help people in a completely different way. And I think, Kerri, you are doing a great job. So I appreciate you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
We're going to put
Thanks for having me. It's so much fun. Thank you.
And then, getting to know you a little, speaking to you yesterday, and obviously on the podcast today. It's been great, and look forward to a great relationship, man. I think you're doing some great things, and I hope you feel the same way about us. So
absolutely. I'll have, anytime you want me on, I'm there. And if anybody who, needs to reach out because they're sick, please do. I will help. So I really appreciate you allowing me, and giving me time to talk about that.
We're definitely, when we do these emails and we send out all the stuff that we send out, it'll be linked all over the place because, hey, you can gamble on sports and win, great. But if you don't have your health, what do you have? So,
very true.
Kerri Kasem, veteran, legend, man, radio host, TV host. Thank you so much for popping on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris. All
right, that's going to wrap up the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast, sponsored by TakingVegas.com and girls.gamble.live. Again, go check out girls.gamble.live. $14.99 gets you 30 days of picks, and the girls over there are doing a tremendous job, so go check that out. Special thanks to Kerri Kasem. What a phenomenal interview that was, doing things with health and wellness, and that was just great to hear and great to be a part of, because I know this is a gambling podcast mostly, but it's always great to bring a different dynamic onto the show that you can listen to. And anyone who's out there who's suffering from Lyme's disease, and I have someone in my family, my sister, who is suffering from that, get in touch with Kerri Kasem because she's doing some stuff that could certainly help your situation, whatever it may be. So it was great to have her on. Go over the free picks for this weekend. JR went with Miami over the Jets. That's for Sunday. -2.5, -3, somewhere in that area right now. Friday, doing the podcast myself. ACC title game tomorrow night. Duke, Virginia. We're laying the 4 with Virginia. Those are the free picks. I did lose my last free pick. I stand at 9-6 on the year. JR won his last pick. He stands at 9-4 for the year. So 18-10 combined. We're doing what we're supposed to do. So again, Miami for free, Virginia for free tomorrow night, Saturday in the ACC title game. Check out TakingVegas.com. Be sure to listen to the Sports Investors Daily Radio Show that airs every Saturday and Sunday. Guys out there, hope you make some money this week. And we'll catch you back next week. December 12th will be the next podcast. So everyone out there, have a great Friday night on into the weekend. And we'll catch you next week on the Bet Big, Talk Loud podcast.